People always make mistake when trying to set a new goal. That's why when they set a goal and then they don't achieve it, they start saying, oh, whenever they set a goal, it doesn't work out, or they don't usually achieve it. So what's the use of setting a goal? Now the thing is, they all do it the wrong way. So I'm going to be explaining something here, how to set the your goal the right way. And definitely I'll be using a popular method we all have heard about, which is setting a smart goal. Now, I found out that this is actually something that is popular, but a lot of people don't really know how to apply this. They understand this in theory, but they don't know how to practicalize it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain it and use a relatable example so that we can understand and know how to apply this in our life. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with the first acronym, which is S. S stands for specific. So what is a specific goal? A specific goal must be clear, concise, and straight to the point. One mistake I see people doing is if you want to set a goal, probably a new year resolution, they start by saying, I want to make money before the end of this year, or this year I want to make money. That's what they say. And that goal is not a specific goal. Now, it's a different thing altogether when you make your goal specific. Let me say, for example, remember I said that I'm going to be very practical. I'm going to use an example that we can all relate to. So I'm going to be using maybe money goal here because I know that we all want to make money. So let me use a goal that involves making money. So your goal can be specific or is specific when you say something like I want to make 6 million naira before the end of this year. So now you are being specific. Now you know what you are dealing with. Unlike when you say, I just want to make money. Of course, everybody always say, I want to make money. Every day people want to make money. But when you state exactly what you want, it gives you an edge because you know what you are up to or what you're going to face. You know what you should be doing. So when you set a specific goal, you know what you are in for, and you know that this is now serious business because you have to put in the work, all right? So I'm just using 6 million naira here as an example. You can go ahead and make it higher or lower. It's just to illustrate, what I want to explain. Like I said, I'm not going to be using terminologies or explaining things theoretically. I'm going to be explaining things in a way that you can apply it and use it so that you can start achieving any goal you have set, all right? So now let's move on to the second acronym, which is measurable. Now, measurable is a way of tracking your progress. Okay, so now remember our specific goal is making 6 million naira by the end of this year. So let me say we are making the year, like the year is actually 2025, and definitely you'll be setting that goal somewhere around November, December of 2024. So, and your goal is to make that 6 million naira by before the end of 2025. So now if you want to track your progress, let me just break it down. How many months are there in a year? There are 12 months, right? So now let's say you want to divide 6 million naira by 12 months. That should be around 500,000 naira every month. I don't know if you're understanding my point. Remember, measurable is just a way of tracking your progress. Are you still in line or are you out of it? Are you still in line of pursuing or achieving that goal, or are you out of it? Just a way of knowing if you are still in line or tracking your progress so far, or knowing if you achieve this or not. I don't know if you understand. So I'm just trying to break it down for you here. So let's say you're supposed to be making 500,000 naira by the end of each month to be able to make 6 million naira before the end of the year. All right. Okay. So when you are tracking your progress, you know that by January you should have made 500,000 naira. Okay. February 500,000 naira, March 500,000 naira, and that's how you continue it. So if there's any month you did not make up to that, you know that you are lacking behind, and you start looking for ways or what to do so that you definitely meet up. So you see how measurable is very, very important, knowing how to track the progress of your goal. So we are moving on to the third acronym, which is achievable. Now, I know of somebody who wanted to achieve something. She had goals she wanted to achieve. So, but when she checked everything and she realized that she doesn't have the necessary resources and skills that will help her or make her or enable her achieve those goals. What did she do? She went back to start learning, to start, learning different things. This is somebody who knows that, okay, yes, she can dream big, but you have to make sure that your goals are achievable. So let me just break it down again. Like I said, no theoretical terms and all, it's just to explain things. So let me say, for example, your goal, like we said earlier, your specific goal is making 6 million naira by the end of the year, and you are earning, or your salary every month is 80,000 naira or 100,000 naira. I want to understand or know, or I want you to tell me how you intend on doing that. How do you want to even balance it? How is it even possible? Or is it because they say dream big, and because they say dream big, you now decided that, okay, this is what I want to make, when you know you lack the necessary resources, or you don't have all it takes to definitely achieve that thing. Your dream is not achievable. So it means that you have to go back to your specific goal and set another thing. So what's actually the solution? What's actually the solution if you find out that, okay, you lack the necessary skills? So this is something you must have finished doing before the year starts already. Okay, so now let me say, you lack the necessary resources, and you are a salary earner of, and what you earn is 100,000 naira or 80,000 naira. Definitely you also have expenses, and you know what you'll be able to save by the end of the month, right? So what are you going to do? You start thinking of skills or things you can do, how you can spread your wings so that you can start earning from different sources. I don't know if you understand. And you must be able to make up ways to earn so that you'll be able to save that 500,000 naira by the end of the month. And if by January, for example, you are unable to save that particular amount of money, you will know that that 500 naira, you will know how to, would I say, share it to other months. If you can do that, maybe February, it means that by February you have to make 1 million naira. But if not, maybe you can just increase it February to 600,000, March 600,000 naira, until you are able to realize that particular amount of money you were unable to meet up with. But in a situation whereby you know that you have checked yourself and you find out that when you finish learning everything and all, you will not be able to make up or meet up with that 500,000 naira every month, then you have to go back to your specific goal and reduce it. Maybe reduce it to something you know that with the resources you have, or all you have gathered, the other sources of income you have, you'll be able to meet up with this. Because this is not magic. This is the part. In fact, this achievable is the major part. This is the part where a lot of people make mistake and they go back and start saying, oh, there's no need setting goals, you will not achieve it, and all those kind of a thing. Or maybe whenever I set a goal, it doesn't really work out, or I don't really achieve them. You see, so you have to make sure it is achievable. Do you have all it takes to be able to achieve that 500,000 naira by the end of the month, so that you'll be able to make up 6 million naira by the end of the year? Do you have all it takes, or you are just daydreaming, or you want some kind of magic to happen, or you are waiting for luck? You understand? So this is where the major analysis takes place. So if you're able to make your analysis in this particular area, and you know that you'll be able to meet up, then fine and good. If you are not able to meet up, please go back and set a new goal, please. But if you can, and you are sure you can, then you move on to the next acronym. The next acronym is realistic. Now the truth is, if your goals are achievable, then your goals are realistic. But if your goals are not achievable, sorry, it is not realistic. You see how the acronyms are following themselves. First of all, specific goal, then measurable, then achievable, then realistic, right? So if you have analyzed and checked everything and you find out that your goal is not achievable, sorry, your goal is not realistic. It is only realistic if your goal is achievable. I don't know if you are seeing the connection. Now, let's move on to the last acronym. The last acronym is time frame. Do you remember while in school, and when you are being given assignments, you are being given a deadline as well. Let's say the deadline is in 5 days time or 3 days time. You know the deadline is approaching. How do you feel? You start getting tense, right? Because you know you have not done the assignment, and you know the consequences that follow if you don't do it. Either you fail or some kind of other punishment the teacher might be giving. So this is why time frame is also very important. And if that deadline is approaching, you have not done it, you start looking for who is on or how to do it. Even if you don't know how to do it, you look for who to meet so that you can be able to do the assignment. So this is the same thing that happens in setting a goal. So if you have set a goal and given yourself a timeline, sorry, a deadline or a time frame, if you can recall our specific goal, I already gave it a time frame from the beginning, which is before the end of 2025. Before the end of 2025. So you see, there's already a deadline. We are working with a deadline. So imagine if I reach the month of May or February, sorry, or April, and then I'm unable to save anything meaningful. So once I notice that the year is coming to an end, I will start getting tense. I will start panicking. Okay, I'm not able to achieve this, or I'm not even be able to save up to half of the money. That is 3 million naira. So what will I have to do? You start thinking of other ideas, you start thinking outside the box because the deadline is fast approaching. So you see why deadline or time frame is very important when you are setting a goal. So if you follow this step properly, and like how I use this example, a relatable example, this should be a roadmap that can help you to achieve anything at all, any goal at all. And if you follow it and you are being sincere to yourself, definitely this is 100% guaranteed. You definitely achieve anything, except you're not being honest to yourself, especially in that area of achievable. You just want to be optimistic. Yeah, but when you are in that particular aspect or area and you find out that your goal is not achievable, then please go back. Except you just want to be optimistic, then fine and good. But I'm very sure that if you follow this thing, this method, how I explained it, you follow it up very well, then your goal, you will definitely achieve any goal you have set for yourself.